Hi students, in previous class we have been discussed regarding the concept of scalar and vector products, representation of vector, angle between them, and then we have been done some numericals. Now in this class we are going to discuss regarding types of vectors. So types of vectors. So in types of vectors, what are the different types of vectors we have been taken? So first one which I can tell here as equal vectors. Second one is a negative vector. Then third one I can take it as parallel vectors. Next one as anti-parallel vectors. These are the different types. So next one which I can take it as coplanar vector. So coplanar vector. Next concurrent vectors. So concurrent vectors. Next is null or zero vector. Null or zero vector. So unit vector. So polar vector. Then axial vectors. So these are the types now which we are going to discuss. So these are very simple. So in mathematics also we have been learned so many things. What is the equal, negative, parallel, anti-parallel, so unit, so null means zero. So all these different types of vector quantities now we are going to discuss. So first one which I can take it as equal vectors. Equal vectors. In the name itself they have been given equal. If I am taking two vectors having what? Vector having magnitude, that is having same magnitude, comma, same direction. In general, which will tell this one as a equal vectors, but along with this and which will be having same unit also, we should have to observe. Unit is also very important, because we can tell 1 kilometer is not equals to 100 meters. Sorry, can you tell this? Kilo is equals to 1000. So we cannot tell this. Here kilometer, here meters. Or example I can tell here as like this. Can I tell 100 kilometers equals to 100 meters? No. So here having same magnitude and same direction. So let us consider example. Here I am taking one is a vector, another one is a b vector, another one is a c vector, another one is a d vector. Apart from this, in this example we have been seeing having same magnitude and same direction, same unit. Here I have not represent unit anything, I will discuss. So here A and B, this will represent some magnitude. So in this we can eliminate D, it is not a equal vector. Next, so remaining three having same magnitude. What about direction? This A and B having same direction. C is also having same magnitude, but it is in opposite. So here we can tell here as A vector and B vector are equal vectors. Call it as a equal vectors. Here D in same direction only, but magnitude is not equal. Okay. Example. Now I am taking one more example. So P is equals to 10 meters. So in same direction. And then Q is equals to 10 meters along the same direction. R vector is equals to 10 meter per second. So these along east, I can consider all east, east towards east. In the same way, I can consider this also. In this, P and Q having same magnitude, same direction, along with the same unit. So here we cannot tell P and R are equal because may be equal in magnitude, but unit may be different. So which we can tell like this. So negative vector, negative vector, same magnitude, same magnitude, same magnitude, but opposite in direction, but opposite in direction. How we can tell this? So two vectors if have been compared, one is a vector, another one is a B vector. Here I can take in simple manner as like this. If you want to compare two or more also, it can be tell. So example, A vectors is equals to 5 newtons towards east, and B vector is equals to minus 5 newtons, that is or we can tell 5 newtons towards west. That means east direction, if it is a 5, so newtons, so in west direction it will be the 5 newtons. So in such a case, such kind of vectors we can call it as a negative vectors. Next one is parallel vectors. In parallel vectors, which you can take it as angle between them, angle between two vectors, that's theta is equals to 0. So which I can tell here as like this. If this is a vector and if this is a B vector, these two are parallel with each other. Or we can take an example as like this also. So P vector and then Q vectors. But you should not have to take other than theta. So next fourth one, anti-parallel. Anti-parallel vectors. In the name itself they have been given anti-parallel, anti-opposite with each other. If this is a vector and if this is a B vector, so we can tell it as A and B are anti-parallel with each other. So in such a case, angle between them angle between them theta is equals to 180 degrees. So which are exactly opposite with each other. Here angle is 180 degrees from tail to tail. Collinear vectors. Which lie on the same path, or you can take it as a same line. So such kind of vectors you can call it as collinear vectors. So I think so in class 12 or in 12th class we are going to get one chapter which is nothing but vectors. In mathematics we are going to get. So in same line, so if this is a p vector, if this is a q vector, so now we can call these vectors also parallel vectors also, because angle between them is 0. Collinear, so which lie on the same path. So next one is coplanar vectors. So coplanar vectors. So vectors which lie in plane, which I can take it as here as a 2D. So in 2-dimensional, so which we can take. So example which I am going to take here as like this. So if this is a one vector and if this is a one more vector, now I am considering plane. There's a blackboard is my plane. So now you can observe that here they are able to lie. So whenever they are making an angle like this, so you can see any angle from 0 to 360 degrees which they can lie. For example, here I am considering this is a one vector, and then I am considering one more, this is a one vector. These two vectors a and b which can lie between x and y. So at any phase which we have been taken, you can take it toward this side, this side, this side, this side, any side, so which it will be the lie. But if you are taking three vectors, so in plane I can take it as a only that is a 2-dimensional. So A, B and C. If I have been taken these two as this, and resultant of that which I can take it as a like this, so which it does not lie in a plane. So there is a possibility which I can tell here as so two vectors can be coplanar. So two vectors can be coplanar. But if you have been taken three vectors may or may not be coplanar, because one more quantity which can lie in some other. So if two have been taken x and y, the resultant may lie in z, so which is not in the plane, so not in a 2D, so which we can tell. Concurrent vectors. So two or more vectors intersecting at the same point. So intersecting at the same point. So if I have been taken three vectors like this, one is a p vector, so another one is a q vector, another one is a r vector. Here all these vectors which they are intersecting at one point, so this is a one particular point which we can call, such type of vectors we can call it as a concurrent vectors. So okay, now I am taking like this. So P, Q and R. Now what we can call? So can we call this as a concurrent vectors? So if you have been extended this line like this, if you have been joined this, so you have been observed this two or more vectors which are intersecting at line of action, at point of action which we can take. Two or more vectors whose line of action intersecting at same point. This P, Q, R have been taken initially. They are not having any common intersecting point. But if you extended this and then if you try to find this, which you can get this, the line of action intersecting at same point. So such type of vectors also we can call it as concurrent vectors. So this is one of the most important. So we are using both in class 11 and class 12. So which is nothing but unit vector. In the name itself they have been given unit. A vector whose magnitude is equals to 1. What is the importance of this unit vector means? With the help of this unit vector only, which we are going to represent its direction. So this unit vector represents direction. So in further we are going to discuss A vector is equals to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Here I cap, j cap, k cap, which are nothing but unit vectors. That here I am representing in general. In general we can take it as a cap. Read as a cap. This a cap value is nothing but 1. So how we can represent this means, this a cap is equals to a vector by modulus of a vector. So a vector you know, so and then modulus of a vector you know, which is nothing but having a value. So if you done this, we are going to get it as a unit. That unit is nothing but 1. whose magnitude is equals to 1. So we can call that as a unit vector. Then further one, a null vector, null, or we can call this as zero vector. In the name itself they have been given null, nothing. A vector whose magnitude is 0. Its direction is indeterminate. Or we can call this as arbitrary. So example here I have been taken, which we are going to get the further. So A vector cross B vector is equals to 0. If you have been make this product, and then the resultant which you are going to get this as a 0. That means this 0 is a scalar quantity, means no, it is a vector quantity whose magnitude is 0, but what about its direction? Means its direction is indeterminate. For example, we have been taken, if this is a vector, if this is a B vector, so whose angle between them is 90 degrees. Okay, the resultant of this, which will be act in one more direction. So like this, here A vector cross B vector is equals to 0. Magnitude is 0 and its direction is indeterminate. Okay ma, so next one, polar vectors and then axial vectors. So vectors which have a stationary point or a point of application are called polar vectors. Okay, now here I have been taken one block. So in this block, if it is stationary, so what we should have to do in order to move this? We should have to apply some force, so that on a stationary point, or I know at where I am applying the force. So in this case, what it will be happen, this physical quantities, it does not changes. So in the same way, so this object will moves in particular in direction, velocity, so displacement, force, velocity, etc. This will comes under polar vectors. Whereas axial vectors, the vectors which represents rotational effect and along the axis of rotation. So for example, you have been taken any ball, if you have been make a one rod you have been inserted, and then if you have been rotated with the help of that axis which it can moves. So like this. So this vector represents rotational effect and along the axis of rotation. This, it will depending upon this axis of rotation. So example here I have been taken, if it makes some angle like this, so this will be the theta, angular displacement. So whenever it is moving from this point to this point, it will be having some velocity, angular velocity. That angular velocity which it can change it depending upon the axis of rotation. So how we know? So for example, if this object is moving in this direction with the help of a right hand screw rule which you can take, or right hand thumb rule. So if object is rotating like this, then what's the direction? Resultant direction means it will move in upward in direction. So if you have been taken that, so in this direction, so like a clockwise direction which we have been taken, so what's the resultant direction means, which will be acts in downwards in direction, that it will changes. So such kind of vectors we can call it as a axial vectors. So example, angular velocity, angular acceleration, torque, angular displacement. These are the some examples for axial vectors. Students, this is regarding a different types of vectors. Please subscribe my channel, then like, and then share to your friends. If you are having any doubt, you can comment me. Surely I will reply you. Thank you. Have a nice day.